I am doing my last video before the new year because I won't get a chance. Tomorrow's New Year's Eve. It's also my wedding anniversary tomorrow. 10 years since I married my husband. 10 years. Need a sip of coffee. Anyway, I wanted to talk about what I envisioned Pezzy Wezzies Prezzies to go in the new year and what plans I have for my business. So for those of you who are new here, Pezzy Wezzies Prezzies is a greeting card and gift store. My niche is religious occasions. I do other occasions as well, birthdays, weddings, anything. But my niche is religious. My sub niche is like all occasions. So where do I want to take Pezzy Wezzies Prezzies in the new year, in 2026? Just check. I'm already making 2027 stuff for New Year. I know. Where do I want to take it? So basically, I have on today in the evening, I will go through my best sellers on Etsy and work out what sells and what doesn't. What's been popular. I already know my biggest sellers are crackers. Crackers are so popular with me. I started just doing a basic cracker with a name in gold pen. They can pick the colour of the cracker. They get a matching ribbon to match the pen colour. And I went from there. So this year, my most popular item my most popular cracker this year has been a nativity cracker, which is gold foiled. It's got the nativity scene on it with their name on foiled on it. The cracker is navy with gold. Next year I'm going to do different variations on that. So I might do black cracker with gold. You can pick your foil with silver, pink, purple, green. Some people like a little bit more of an edgy Christmas, you know. So those are my best sellers. My money holders are always very popular. My wedding money holders are very popular. I don't know actually. I mean, I could look it up now. The only thing is, I don't stop and pause my videos. As I've said, I do very unedited videos because I don't know if I'm going to keep doing this. I have to, I'm quite subconscious. I have to do it when the house is empty. So let's log into Etsy now. I will move the camera over, hopefully, while still like on this thing. Any minute now. Let me get it ready first. Okay, let me see if you can you see. Oh, you can see a little bit. Okay. Oh, okay. I got myself a little. It does mean you can't see me. Can I move it up? No, that's worse. Move it down. That's better. Anyway, I'm going to go into my shop manager. You can see I've got 4 orders to do, and I haven't got any of the stuff to make them. I order in. I don't do anything POD. Nothing wrong with POD. Before anyone says anything, I just do things. So let me go to my stats. Shop traffic. Oh, so I will go to this year, as it's nearly over. So as you can see, this year I have had a 1% increase in, well, it's back to front. Actually, maybe this isn't really the best idea. We'll pop you back to me and I will just go through it to you. Oh, and now I've messed up my camera. This is going so well, isn't it? Okay, so Etsy brought in 87% of my visitors. Etsy app and Etsy pages, I've had a 3,937, which is a 1% increase. But my Etsy search was 7% down on last year. So that was 1,630. My Etsy marketing and SEO was up 33%. So I've really worked on my SEO this year. So that's for visits from Google, Etsy marketing, yes, social media, 2%, which is from Instagram and Pinterest. Doesn't surprise me. They're the ones that I work on pretty much. Anyway, let's go back to my stats because so my visits increased this year 8% from last year. I had 9,753. I've had 470 orders, so that's 1% down on last year. I'm not too upset about that because I now do bulk, so you can order a set of 12 crackers, whereas before people had to put in, I don't know if that counts though, because it's still one order technically, but I'm not too upset about that. I've been busy and I feel like I've been busier than last year. My conversion rate has decreased from 4 to 4 down 8%. It is 4.8%. Not bothered. I'm going to be honest, I'm going to talk to you how much revenue I've made this year because I've now had to do self-assessment tax and I'm really proud of myself. I made £3,141.52 this year. I am a very small business. Normally it's very under £1,000. So this December I've made £832.50. My problem is I spend more on resources than I make, and I also do free postage, but not anymore. I'm going to talk to you about that later. So let me just check it's this year. It is. My biggest sellers, and I'm going to put images up on Instagram and Pinterest of my biggest sellers this year, have been, what did I say? It's the Nativity Cracker. So let's go by orders first of all. There for me. So my biggest sellers in orders wise was 61 orders this year, and 6 favorites is my personalized birthday gift sack. It's a large 50 centimeters by 75 centimeters sack, and that's bought at £242.43 in revenue. Next on the list is crackers, my nativity mugs. That has bought in 53 orders, and it's bought in more money because I do gift sets, so you can have one cracker if you're only going to put a present for one. So my crackers come flat packed. You put them together yourself. They don't have a snap because of postage reasons. I asked at the Royal Post Office. People say you should have done that, but I like to do everything by the book. I don't have a license to sell anything flammable, or something can catch a light with the snap inside. So I don't do the snaps. It's like a gift box, my crackers. So you can buy them. You put in what you would like. I had a lovely man message me saying that he would like one nativity cracker with his partner's name on. And he was going to put the engagement ring in the cracker, and I loved that. And I was waiting to find out. She said yes. I'm sure she did. So that brought in £468.20 in revenue. My next biggest seller was my Hanukkah mug. I had a big order of 50 of those, so that's where my orders came in. That was 51 I sold and bought in £343.67. I did 50 mugs on my little Cricut mug press by myself, and I have some. I'm going to show you actually. I'm going to show you my biggest sellers if I have them. The cracker, I don't think I have. I make everything in-house, and sometimes I throw for storage my prototypes. We use as decorations. So I never throw them away. I think that's a waste of paper, but it might be on my tree downstairs. I use my mother-in-law's name. I use names of people I know. And then my next biggest seller was a 17th birthday card with stars on, and that bought in £96.02, and I had 31 orders. This is all orders I've organised them by. And then my next biggest seller is my Santa Claus envelopes, my letters to Santa Claus. and that took in 23 orders, and it brought in £76.13. And at the moment, they can choose their size. They can do A4's the biggest size envelope, down to, I believe, a 6x6 envelope, but I'm going to be making some changes, as I'm going to say. Then I am actually going to go on to the next page. I don't like the way Etsy have done this, because it's now going to no orders, also the top ones. And then my next one was Mr. and Mrs. my wedding money holder, which I had 19 orders, and it brought in £62.41. So you can see, even though the orders are big on some of them, because obviously the price of them is less, it brings me in less money. And then I had 15 orders of my personalised wedding favour crackers. I had 2 big orders for that, 2 Christmas weddings, and they got married recently. And I hope they had a lovely day. They got married just before Christmas, both of them. And that brought in £180.42. And that's when I was told I am too cheap, because a set of wedding cracker party favours, big weddings, should have brought in more than £180.42. I am learning on the job, and running a small business is a learning experience, and pricing is the biggest thing for me. I always worry I'm going to price myself too expensive, and I probably knock a couple of quid off when I should really up it a couple of quid. Why? Because I don't know. I like to see myself as middle of the road. I know being too cheap, people won't buy because they think, what's wrong with it? Being too expensive, I don't know, but I'm put some changes in, which I'll go about in the next one. My next order was a Shana Tova greeting card. So for those who don't know, Shana Tova is another word for Rosh Hashanah. It's a Jewish New Year in September. One of my biggest selling moments of the year. I had 15 orders of this card for £35.25. Again, I know I'm too cheap on that card, and I do all the Etsy sales as well, and it runs around at that time that the Etsy sales come on. I was too cheap. It's 25% off, which means they were only paying £2 for the card with free postage. I know I've made a mistake. I will talk about it in a minute. And then my next one is my wine gift card, which wine gift bag with a little wine glass and a bow on the front. I haven't got a prototype of this because it's sold. They're very popular. 15 orders of those, £48 that bought in. Happy. Wine bags are getting more popular on me. I've got some more designs. I will show you what I made yesterday. And then my next one was another Rosh Hashanah card that I designed. Very proud of that. I'm a Photoshop girly. I'm going to talk about what I want from the new year for the business. That brought in £43.45. It's a larger card than the little apple-shaped card. Yeah, I don't know, because you can't see. I don't know whether, this is working. I'll just do one more page of my biggest sellers. And then Diwali card, personalised Diwali card. It's a pop-up elephant card. So it's 2 sides, DL. You open it up and it's got a little elephant. It's like it's 3D. It's a nice 3D card. I had 13 orders of that, and that bought in £77.52. They were slightly more expensive. I charged for that because it's a pop-up card. And then my next one is the ones that started it all, actually, for my crackers, was my personalised Christmas crackers with names. They're just plain cardstock, no design on them, and it just has a name. I had 13 orders of those this year, so they're going down each year as I'm bringing other crackers out, and that brought in £48.45. I'm going to tell you a funny story for this. When I first started making those, which is 3 years ago, I charged £1 a cracker. I didn't do sets. I thought, you know what? It's 1 sheet of paper with a name on it. £1. My dad, who runs his own business, I was like, Penelope, you're too cheap. You're doing free postage, £1, and you'll need an A4 envelope to put that in. You're too cheap. Large letter. But he goes, you know what? Business is learning. And then I did the Etsy Black Friday sale, and people were getting those one crackers for 80p. 80p. So then I put them up to £1.50 a cracker. My dad was slightly happier at that. I did it after the Black Friday sale. I never change my prices during the sale price. I don't do that. So I'm doing, at the moment, I'm very slowly going through all my listings and doing paid postage. Some haven't got paid postage yet. I'm just doing it gradually. And, you know, I'm really surprised that the orders coming through at the moment. I have 3 orders for my birthday gift sacks, which I'm going to show you in a minute. Because I do have one. One got sent back. Royal Mail's been a pain. This is why I don't video often, because I just like go off on a tangent. So, and where was I going? Oh yeah, the orders I've got all paid postage, and I said to my husband Craig, what if people don't order for me because they don't want to pay postage? And he was like, if they want the item, they will pay. And it's so true. Anyway, so that is pretty much my Hanukkah baubles as well, bought in £29.74. Again, I made 10 sales of those and it was £29.74. So I know I'm too cheap. Yeah. So things I'm changing. First of all, like in my last video, I said I'm not doing a website. And I know people will be like, oh my God, you need a website. You need a website. I struggle very much doing 2 things at once. So if you don't know, I have a health condition. If you're watching this thinking, should I order from you? Does this affect my condition? No, my orders, no, it doesn't. It doesn't affect my orders. If I feel like I'm going to have a flare up, I'll up the shipping times before anyone orders when I'm quiet. So it gives me time. In fact, orders and everything help me because it takes my mind off things. But having a website and Etsy, really, I didn't know. Etsy's always been popular for me. Do you know why? Because people search and your items come up. And if they like it, they buy it. If they don't, they don't. Or you just need to make sure your kind of SEO is right. I found it really difficult bringing my own traffic to my website. And I was watching videos from wonderful people, 2 of my favourite, no, 3, 4 of my favourite vlogs I watch each week. Rebel Jones, the lovely Beck, that's her name, Rebel Jones, Prince by Millie. I'm trying to think of their business name. Nicky Nacky Needles, no. I'm having an ADHD moment, a brain thing. Deli's Designs, definitely. And I know her as Chiara Louise. And I've completely forgotten their business name. Anyway, I watch their videos. And Chiara Louise, can I just say, their videos are top notch because they don't, I'm going to swear now, sorry. They don't bullshit about business. They absolutely, and neither does Rebel Jones. Prince and Millie doesn't either. But Chiara Louise, she breaks it down like I just did there, but so you can actually see. I didn't do it so you can see because I don't know how to do it. I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't pause and just put it all together like they're very professional videos, and I'm not like that yet. She breaks it down and then does how much profit she makes. And at the moment, I'm in the middle of doing my business expenses, because I've had to register now as self-employed, which means I have to pay tax if I've made enough to pay tax. And I'm going through I am using Xero, which Etsy recommend, and I will pay monthly because it's now linked to my bank account. I can actually see what is personal expenses because I only have one account, and what is business, and I can already work out I am not making profit at all. I'm spending more. Anyway, that's completely all about. Chiara Louise's videos are so good. Her and her husband go through everything in a really well thought out and easy to understand way, and their videos have actually really helped me. Anyway, what was I saying? About website. So I used to see these lovely people getting ka-chings. And then I realised on a website, I thought, oh, you know what? I'm going to go back to having a website, because I did have a website ages ago. I started with Square, then I moved to Wix, and then when I moved house to the house I'm in now, I got rid of it because I closed my Etsy, or put Etsy on holiday, and when I moved, because I hadn't set it up the business. And my husband said to me, "You're not getting any. How much do you pay a month?" And I was like, oh, £20. And how much do you make from that? And I said, oh, I haven't had an order from the website yet. So why are you paying for it? And I thought, well, you know, everyone's got a, you know. And I'd watched them. And then I started again, and I went on Shopify, because that's what they all use. These videos I was using on Shopify. And I thought, you know what, I've got it all ready. And I had to bring my traffic in. And then I started getting stressed, because I had to put everything on Instagram and on Facebook and on Pinterest with the links and everything. And I wasn't getting any free time, because I was making during the day. I had orders coming through the day. And I'm very lucky. I appreciate the orders I got from Etsy, because I know people were saying I haven't got any orders. And I try really hard not to say I'm doing orders, because I'm very mindful of other people are struggling. And I was just like, oh my God, I can't do this. And my husband sat down with me and goes, why are you having a website? And then I thought, you know what, it's Shopify. Maybe it's Shopify. I'm really struggling. I can't get on with this. Something was happening. Something was going on. I couldn't do something, and I got irritated. And I just thought, you know what, I'm going back to Wix. I really liked Wix, and I love Wix. If I had another website, I'd go back to Wix in a heartbeat. It had a social media page all done. It write blogs for you. Obviously, you go through AI, it makes mistakes and change the images, making all AI images, etc. But they do bullet points for you, and then you just write it in and stuff. And I loved it, but I was getting stressed beyond belief about advertising. And I know you have to, but I had so many Etsy orders, and it was just not for me. And then my husband goes, why are you having a website? And I said, well, everyone has one. And he was like, okay, but do you want one? And I was like, well, if I want Pezzies to grow. And he was like, yes, maybe one day. But are you getting any orders or traction? And I'd be like, I'm getting 8 views a month. Oh, wow. He goes, 8 views a month. Wow. And people would be going, oh, that's a bit mean. But I needed that. And then he was like, do they add things daily to their website? I was like, no, they do collections. They do launches for like spring, summer, autumn, winter, Christmas, maybe. Do you do collections? No. So you want to add your 1,000. How many have I got? I probably haven't got 1,000 listings. I have on Etsy. Let's have a look. I'm so professional, isn't it? Oh, that's just Wix telling me that my site is closed. I know. That's a little bit sad to see. I will say that. It is a bit sad to see. Oh, see, this is me being a little bit so Pezzy. So on Etsy, I have 389 items, and I was going to add them to Wix, all of them, slowly. And my husband goes, 389 items, you want to add those, rewrite the descriptions to fit in with Wix. And then you got to advertise all of those. And how are you going to advertise? Are you going to advertise Diwali cards in the middle of the summer? And because basically what I do is I make for all festivals all during the year. So I will start my Christmas cards now for next year. Otherwise, I get myself so stressed thinking I haven't got enough that I just make them through the year. And then I post them as I've made them, so I don't forget about them. Put them in a cellophane wallet. My cellophane is biodegradable, by the way, just in case. Wrap them, and then they're all ready for when someone buys them, hopefully. I wrap them there, take them out the cellophane bag, wrap them in tissue paper, and send them off to the person with an envelope, and send them off to the person. I've always done that. So, anyway, I just decided a website wasn't for me. It was another expense coming out, that I wasn't making money from, and I wasn't seeing a benefit from it. I was getting so stressed, and I was comparing myself to other people, and I just thought, oh. And then when I did it, my husband's like, you don't need it. You get everything from Etsy. And then where he works, he said there's some stalls there that have, at Christmas time, did the greeting card. And he went up to them and said, oh, do you have a website? And they were like, no, we only sell on Etsy. And he said to me, see, people do just sell on Etsy. You don't need a website. I'm hopeful one day when my condition is a little bit managed and I'm not so stressed and het up with everything, I can have a website again. But at the moment, for at least the rest of the year, I'm not going to have, or not the rest of the year because that ends tomorrow. For the rest of the next year, I won't have a website. I think I need this time to just focus on Etsy. That's not saying that I won't use social media, because I bought the wonderful, sorry, seeing my chin, Wonderful Prints by Millie has done some like ebooks to help people. Social media has always been something I'm not really great on. I don't really want to show I know you're going to say, you are on YouTube. I don't really want to show my face on like Instagram and other things. So I've decided to stick where my people are for niches, my niche. So it's mainly Pinterest. So I'm going to do Pinterest. You can link from Etsy to Pinterest, copy, and you got your share and link and save, which means you'll save a little bit on your fees if they click on it and buy from there. And my Instagram will be me making and packaging orders rather than the whole, oh, look at my product, buy it. I might do a little reel once a week of all the things I've made during the week and add that and then go and click my Etsy shop. Whereas before I was doing every item I was doing, adding it to Instagram. And I think that was a bit spammy, which isn't great. We don't want spam. And I think that's where I was heading towards the spammy side of it when I had a website. So, not like that. Anyway, I'm going to stop myself rabbiting on, but I am going to show you some of the things I've made recently. Well, two of them I can't because they're on the Christmas tree. I made a New Year's bauble yesterday. It just says Happy New Year. So if, some people buy them after the occasion. I made a New Year bauble yesterday. I also made a New Year wine rack. Excuse me, you're also going to see my very messy table, which I didn't clear up yesterday from orders. What did I make? Oh, yeah. Is that new? No. This is, though. Yes. So, for those of you who aren't on the lovely Rebel Jones Patreon, I have a weekly schedule that I ask ChatGPT to make me. I'm very bad with time management. So I asked it to give me time to do social media. This is when I had a website as well. So social media, time to make products, take photos, add listings, and tidy and clear up, plus do things around my health condition during the day. It may be a timetable, and it's absolutely amazing, and I'm going to stick to it again next year. Anyway. And also, I've asked it to do it in days. So the main products I use, or the main companies I use for my products, are my Cricut. I love my Cricut machine. I've had some problems with it. I'm not going to lie. My Cricuts don't last longer than a year because I use it so much. So, Mondays are Cricut days. Unless I have orders to do. And 9 times out of 10, the orders that come through, I need my Cricut machine. Tuesday's Hunky Dory days. For those of you who don't know Hunky Dory, Hunky Dory is a UK-based papercraft company. They do papercraft kits, and it first started me on my journey of crafting and small businesses. Absolutely love their paper crafting kits. I buy every Christmas collection they have. I have so many Christmas collections, hence why I make Christmas all year round. I need to get them to go before the new one comes up in June. Wednesday sublimation day, which is where I design my stuff on Photoshop and then I start putting them on baubles, mugs and sacks, wine bags and other things. Thursday is Canva day, so that's when I start using all my Canva stuff, make my things in Canva, add things that I've designed in Photoshop to Canva, mainly then use it on greeting cards, letters to Santa. I'm also going to do other things, letters to the Easter Bunny this year, letters to the witch this year for those who celebrate Halloween a little bit more, letters to the elf, but not using Elf on the Shelf. It is trademarked, everybody. They will take your listing down. They do not mess about. So if you're thinking of Elf on the Shelf, making things for Elf on the Shelf, I do not do trademarked, by the way. What's the other thing? Anyway, Friday is is just sort of my day of doing learning Procreate this year. Friday is. So I got an iPad for my birthday for my lovely husband. He bought it, we got a kitten, and the collar that he wants so we can track her, you can use an iPad. We never had an iPad or an Apple product. He heard me go on about Procreate and how everyone uses it to design their stuff. So he bought an iPad, even though I said I didn't need it because I got Photoshop and I need to learn it now. So I've done a few designs on Procreate. They're not bad if I say so myself. So Fridays are going to be my Procreate day. Saturday is my day of doing my listings. So it's paperwork day, Saturday, paperwork day. So I do my listings, adding the listings from Etsy to Pinterest, adding any social media bits I have onto Instagram, and replying to reviews. So yeah, all sort of paperwork days. Sundays now is day off. I don't have days off from September to the Christmas period because of orders, but from now until September, Sundays are my day off. It gives me a chance to recharge, days with my family. So yes, so before I go, because it's been half an hour of me rabbiting on, I have I made four things yesterday, but one of them's on the Christmas tree. And you will see. So wine bags are very popular. So I designed a 2027, because it's going to be too late now, because tomorrow's New Year's Eve, wine bag with all the fireworks and the date on, but I can change the date to anything. So it could be a wedding wine bag, a birthday gift with the fireworks, a special year and age on it, if you so wish. I am very easy. So yeah, the wine bag that I did, I love wine bags. And the vinyl I use is from Tech Wrap. Absolutely love Tech Wrap vinyl. It's so easy to weed. Actually, the gold's Tech Wrap, the silver is Cricket Value vinyl. I absolutely love Cricket Value vinyl. I think it weeds really well. And the wine bag is from a small business from Amazon I got them from. I need to look at the names, but I use mainly red at this time of year. I think it adds a little bit of a festive shimmer, and I got some other colours for spring and summer. A lilac I've got, a blue, I've got navy blue, which I'm going to use for Hanukkah and Jewish occasions. Navy is very big. So I do all my research before I start making them. And then I also made, because it's coming up again, it's the Year of the Horse. And I've got a Year of the Horse wine bag. And again, the gold is from Tech Wrap vinyl. And yeah, it fits a standard bottle of wine in. So I'm really pleased with this. Love it. And then I branching out, so I'm doing some cake toppers, and I decided to do some baptism ones because we're getting into the spring season. So I did a baptism cake topper. I've done it in blue, done one in yellow, because I'm learning, if you want to do variations, have a photo of the variation colours you're doing so they can see it, and pink. So that is what I made yesterday. So I'm really pleased with that. Already starting my 2026 plans going forward. So today's Tuesday, it's Hunky Dory Day, and I'm going to now start my day, and hopefully I will have a good day. I'm waiting for my oh, I didn't show you my birthday never mind. I can't do that yet. I haven't got enough followers on YouTube. I will do another video and show you my birthday sack. It's a big sack, basically. It can fit lots of presents in for people's birthdays. I'm going to do different sizes this year as well. It's coming. I will leave you all. I have talked too much, and I will speak to you soon. Have a lovely new year, everybody, and I'll see you in the new year. Take care of yourself.